Puertasaurus. Puertasaurus is a genus of sauropod dinosaur that lived in South America during the late Cretaceous period. It is known from a single specimen recovered from sedimentary rocks of the Cerro Fortaleza Formation in southwestern Patagonia, Argentina, which probably is Campanian or Maastrichtian in age. The only species is Puertasaurus ryueli. Described by the paleontologist Fernando Novas and colleagues in 2005, it was named in honor of Pablo Puerta and Santiago Ryuel, who discovered and prepared the specimen. It consists of 4 well-preserved vertebrae, including 1 cervical, 1 dorsal, and 2 caudal vertebrae. Puertasaurus is a member of Titanosauria, the dominant group of sauropods during the Cretaceous. Puertasaurus was a very large animal. Its size is difficult to estimate due to the scarcity of its remains, but current estimates place it around 30 meters, 98 feet, long and 50 metric tons, 55 short tons, in mass. The largest of the 4 preserved bones is the dorsal vertebra, which at 1.68 meters, 5 feet 6 in, wide is the broadest known vertebra of any sauropod. The Cerro Fortaleza Formation is of uncertain age, due to the inconsistency of stratigraphic nomenclature in Patagonia. When Puertasaurus was alive, the Cerro Fortaleza Formation would have been a humid, forested landscape. Puertasaurus would have shared its habitat with other dinosaurs, including another large sauropod, Dreadnoughtus, in addition to other reptiles and fish. Discovery and naming. The holotype and only known specimen of Puertasaurus ryueli was discovered in the Santa Cruz province of southern Patagonia, Argentina. The remains were recovered in Cerro Los Hornos, near the La Leona River, and were reported from the Cerro Fortaleza Formation, which, at the time, was referred to as the Paleo Formation. The holotype was discovered in a gray sandstone lens that also preserved the carbonized remains of cycads and conifers. It was given the specimen number of mpm 10002, and consists of 4 disarticulated vertebrae, specifically 1 cervical, 1 dorsal, and 2 caudal vertebrae, about 3% of the skeleton. Of this material, only the dorsal vertebra was complete. Most of the cervical vertebra was preserved, but only the center of the caudal vertebrae are known. Puertasaurus royi was described by the paleontologists Fernando Novas, Leonardo Salgado, Jorge Calvo, and Federico Agnolan in 2005, and was named after the fossil hunters Pablo Puerta and Santiago Ryuel, who discovered the holotype in January 2001 and prepared it afterwards. Its discovery was announced in July 2006, at the Argentine Museum of Natural Sciences in Buenos Aires. Puertasaurus was the first discovered giant titanosaur that preserved cervical vertebrae. Description. Due to a lack of better material, the size of Puertasaurus is difficult to estimate. Novas estimated the new species was approximately 35 to 40 meters, 115 to 131 feet, long and weighing between 80 and 100 metric tons, 88 and 110 short tons. This would place it as one of the largest dinosaurs, only rivaled in size by its relative Argentinosaurus, which has been estimated at up to 39.7 meters, 130 feet, in length and 90 metric tons, 99 short tons, in mass. The discovery of the more complete Futhalanchosaurus revealed that these previous estimates were likely too high, and suggested that giants such as Puertasaurus and Argentinosaurus were probably less than 33 meters, 108 feet, long. In 2012, Thomas Holtz estimated Puertasaurus to have been potentially 30 meters, 98 feet, long and 72.5 to 80 tons, 80 to 88 short tons. In 2013, the entire neck was estimated to have been approximately 9 meters, 30 feet, long by Mike Taylor and Matt Vadel. Later the same year, Scott Hardman made a reconstruction that suggests a total length of 27 meters, 89 feet, slightly shorter than other estimates. In 2016, Gregory S. Paul estimated a length of 30 meters, 98 feet, and a weight of at least 50 metric tons, 55 short tons. In 2017, paleontologist Jose Carballo and his colleagues estimated its mass at roughly 60 metric tons, 66 short tons, which was lighter than Patagotitan, a more complete giant sauropod. In 2019, Gregory S. Paul estimated the mass of Puertasaurus to be in the size range of Patagotitan at 45 to 55 tons, 50 to 61 short tons. Vertebrae. Of the 4 vertebrae preserved in the holotype, the largest is the dorsal vertebra, thought to be a second dorsal vertebra, measuring 1.06 meters, 3 feet 6 in, tall and 1.68 meters, 5 feet 6 in, wide. This is the broadest sauropod vertebra known, and 2/3 of its width is made up of the huge transverse processes, structures projecting from the side of the vertebra, which are heavily expanded and have very deep bases, forming wing-like structures when viewed from the front. In other titanosaurs, such as Dreadnoughtus, they are far less wide and deep. In Puertasaurus, these processes are perpendicular to the axial plane. Craniocaudally, front to back, however, the vertebra is rather short, shorter than average among titanosaurs. The centrum is especially episocellous, having a convex front and a concave rear. The laminae in the neural arch are robust, although reduced. Hyposphin hypantrum articulation, two structures on two vertebrae that fit into each other and form an extra joint, is not present, like other titanosaurs. The pre- and postspinal fossae are especially deep and broad. The pre- and postspinal laminae, structures on the upper half of the vertebra, are robust. The neural spine is oriented vertically, perpendicular to the centrum, but dorsoventrally, top to bottom, low, although it is extremely transversely, side to side, expanded. This orientation is unlike that of more derived titanosaurs, instead it is similar to basal ones, such as Argentinosaurus, and other sauropods, such as Euhelipus. The cervical vertebra was also notably large, with a transverse width of 140 centimeters, 55 inches, including the cervical ribs. It is thought to be the ninth vertebra in the neck. The cervical ribs are fused to the centrum. The centrum is especially dorsoventrally compressed. The pre- and postspinal fossae on the neural spine are wide and deep. This, along with the expanded distal, front, end of the vertebra, provide evidence of powerful neck ligaments and muscles. These features are also known in other titanosaurs but are extremely prominent in Puertasaurus. The neural spine was especially tall and laterally, sideways, expanded, to the point where it would exceed the length of the centrum. This would make it have one of the proportionally largest neural spines of any titanosaur. The apex of the neural spine was positioned on the posterior side of the vertebral midline. The spinopra zygopophysial laminae, the spike-like projection in front of the neural spine, are separated from each other and only touch the middle of the neural spine. The zygopophysial articulations, which connect two adjacent vertebrae, are located on the lower part of the neural arch. The dipophyses and peripophyses, processes on the side of the vertebra, are strongly laterally projected. The cervical vertebra lacks pleurocoels, large cavities, and was not very pneumatic. The length of the restored centrum is estimated to be 105 centimeters, 41 inches, long based on other titanosaurs. Two caudal vertebrae from the middle of the tail were also preserved. They are standard in shape for titanosaurs and are procolous, having a concave front and a convex rear. Little else is known about them since they were never described in detail. Classification. Puertasaurus is differentiated from other sauropods based on a unique combination of features. These features consist of the heavily expanded neural spines on the cervical vertebrae, which result in the neural spines being wider than the vertebral body, strong dorsolateral, high on the side, ridges on these neural spines, robust spinopra zygopophysial laminae, projections in front of the neural spine, on the posterior cervical vertebrae, anterior dorsal vertebrae that are very short from front to back, and the animal's giant size. Puertasaurus belonged to the clade Titanosauria, one of the most diverse groups of sauropods. It is a member of the group Loncosauria, which includes several other large titanosaurs, including Futaloncosauros, Patagotitan, Argentinosaurus, Notocolossus, Mendozasaurus, and Catexaurus. Many of these animals, such as Argentinosaurus and Patagotitan, were especially massive. Puertasaurus is generally recovered as a stable, a firm member of the group, Loncosaur, although in 2017, Carballido found it, along with Catexaurus, to be the least stable members of the group. The following cladogram shows the position of Puertasaurus and Loncosauria according to Gonzalez-Riga and colleagues, 2018. Paleo Ecology. Puertasaurus is from the late Cretaceous period of southern Patagonia. However, which formation it was derived from and its geological age have been disputed, because of the inconsistent stratigraphic nomenclature of southern Patagonia. It was originally reported as being from the Pariac Formation, and Maastrichtian in age. The Pariac Formation was subsequently reassigned to the Mata Amaria Formation and reinterpreted as being from the Cenomanian to Santonian. More recent studies have stated that these deposits pertain to the Cerro Fortaleza Formation, which was dated to the Campanian or Maastrichtian. The rocks of the formation mostly consist of sandstone beds, along with layers of mudstone and lignitic horizons. The Cerro Fortaleza Formation represents a terrestrial ecosystem. The presence of paleosols and lignite suggests a humid environment with high amounts of rainfall and a high water table. Avulsion surfaces, Histosols, carbonaceous fossil roots, and silicified wood all provide evidence of a low-lying forested landscape with poor drainage. Other dinosaurs from the same locality include the ornithopod Telencon, the theropods Orcoraptor and Ostrocaris, and the sauropod Dreadnoughtus. Non-dinosaurian fauna known from the formation include crocodilians, turtles, bony fish, and lamniform sharks.